Hey guys, Colton here from the EV Kingdom, and I am finally back with this! Also, if you hear anything hitting the ceiling, or if I cut out, it's raining outside and the cutout is probably because, well, if you had seen my last video, you probably know I had to cut videos short, or at least the voiceovers, so I can actually record all of them at once. Anyways, welcome to part 6.5 of What If Blake Was Trained by Naruto. You're probably asking, why is this not part 7? Simple answer. I kind of been rethinking about the entire series. And when you're constantly thinking about every other idea coming into your head, it tends to happen. So I'm kind of doing this because I'm not entirely happy with how it's going, but I'm not against what I was doing either. I'm also going to say this part is not unnecessary to understand the series. This is just what I would do differently for the series. It also beats going over all of them and redoing them. Also, if I'm stopping to catch my breath, sorry. I'm still trying to... Actually, I'm not gonna continue on that. I'm just gonna say sorry. Anyways. So yeah. I'm going to be redoing some of the parts where I think I either went too fanficky or went kind of overboard with my reasonings. So I'm actually gonna go before the start of Volume 3. Mostly because at that point, I said the entirety of Team RWBY went to the Leaf Village for training. Now, that's not a bad thing, but it does kind of make things a little redundant, so I'm going to count that out. So, instead, I'm going to say Blake was the only one that went to train to learn Sage Mode, which would have obviously been a good thing. RWBY and Yang, however, would want to try getting stronger to keep up with their team member and friend, so they train with each other. RWBY with more hand-to-hand to be able to better suit it, because I'm pretty sure they all would have mentioned that out of all of them, RWBY's not the best with close range. And Yang, while doing this training, would be trying to not use our semblance as a scapegoat of some kind. Sorry, I'm running out of breath. It's also getting cold where I'm at. But that leads us to Weiss. And honestly, I like this idea when I came up with it, so I'm going to put it in here. Just let me know what you think. But she actually trains with Sun. Now, if you haven't seen any of the other parts, please do. I put a lot of effort into them. But to summarize, instead of Blake running away in Volume 1, it was Weiss. And everything that would have happened with Blake happened with Weiss. Mostly because Blake isn't a part of the White Thing in this. I want to keep that in mind. So yeah. Weiss and Sun have been really good friends ever since. Hence that, in Weiss, knowing she's not the strongest on her team, nor the most versatile anymore due to Blake having multiple different elemental jutsus, she realizes she needs to do something to help pull her own weight. Sun has a semblance where he can clone himself a little bit. Not to the extent of Naruto or Blake in the series, but decent. 2 out of time at most. So yeah, Weiss does train with Sun, and the entire members of Team RWBY spend the month training. And I will say this because, honestly, I like this, and if you guys don't, just let me know, but I'm keeping it. During this time, Weiss and Sun spend more time together other than training at points. And yes, I'm going to say it now, they are dating in this series. Meaning, by the time Team RWBY reunite for the Vital Festival, Weiss mentions that her and Sun are now a thing. I also like to think when Winter is asking Weiss about her life at school, she does mention she has a boyfriend. Winter is a little concerned, but happy she found someone. And then her eyes just turn wide-eyed and spits out what tea she was drinking when Weiss mentions that it's a monkey faunus. Oh boy. In fact, during that, I'm just gonna cut up to volume 4 now, since that's honestly the only change I'm gonna do for it. Just thought if I had all of Team RWBY in the Leaf Village, it wouldn't be as special. Plus, Weiss didn't really get any training from that entire time in the Leaf Village, because she was more learning than anything else. So yeah, this is my way to fix that. Now going back to the Weiss moment, since honestly I wanted to emphasize that Weiss is a different person. I'm still gonna do that, but also adding a fact that, as I already mentioned, just having everyone in the room when she mentions that her boyfriend and only person she thinks will be even qualified to be her husband is a monkey faunus. Again, and tell me if you don't like this in the comments, but I just like the fact of snobs realizing they are dumb. Or realizing that other snobs think they're better than them because they aren't racist. So, points. I'm gonna stop right here for a second. And back. Yes, I'm going to say Weiss does still do that moment, but it's gonna be different and she's going to be more mature about it. Plus, I didn't really think anything else, so I'm just gonna skip to the next part where instead of RWBY learning a lot of what she has in the canon now, what she has in the canon of the series now, she actually learns from Blake along with Team Ranger. So it's an entirety of Team Ranger learning from Blake instead of just 3 members. Now, Blake is still gonna help RWBY figure out her silver eyes. So that's still gonna be a thing. And I'm also gonna add this because I honestly want to add it before people start questioning it. But during this time, RWBY and Blake do gain a closer bond. And I believe one night, while just laying down, RWBY would have a nightmare, Blake would notice and try cheering her up. Mostly by comforting her in her sleep. Eventually, RWBY wakes up, does notice, and they have a moment. Nothing implied, just a simple, peaceful, and sweet moment. But yeah, I'm going down a ladybug trip for this what if. All of my trips in the series will be based on moments in the series. So if I trip 2 characters who aren't canonically together in the canon, it's mostly because a situation that would have led to it, in my mind, didn't happen. Okay, I'm gonna need to change a room for my next voiceover, but anyways. Yeah. After that, Blake and RWBY would share a small kiss. And they're not gonna make a huge fuss about it or make it a huge deal. They just both like each other and will be together. Nothing special or big about it. And honestly, this leads to everything else in this series. He's up to where I ended it last. Now, this isn't going to be a huge what if or part for the video. It's just showing I still think about the series and also still have ideas for it. And just figuring out how to imply them. Now, my question of the what if, which I will be making a common thing for future what ifs, is, well, what do you think? Should I continue being more descriptive about? Yeah, Should I get into more detail about parts or sections I want to talk more about, or just continue trying to finish the story? Way up in a single part. And also, if you think I should change things, do you want me to do something like this video where I just make a separate art for it where I discuss all the changes I would make? Or do you just want me to not do that? Please let me know, it really helps me in the future. And I'm going to record the next part later, but right now, I really need a drink, so please, if you liked, comment, share, and subscribe. Let other people know, and I recommend you watch this entire series from part 1. That way you understand the story fully. And with that, I'll see you all next time. Bye!